Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Christmas has come and gone, but a few weeks back I filmed this Sugar Plum Fairy look and only now I was able to edit and upload it to you guys. If you want to see how I created the Sugar Plum Fairy look, then just keep on watching. All the horrors of my face without makeup. To prime my face I used the NYX Shine Killer, and because it's been so hot here in Queensland I've been using this primer a lot. For foundation I'm gonna use a mixture of the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation in the shades Vanilla and Nude. Now I did go a little bit overboard with the coverage, but I'm gonna soften that up, bear with me. I'm just using a dampened beauty blender to soften a little bit of the coverage. For concealer, I'm using Maybelline's Master Conceal in Light. And to set my under eyes, I'm using e.l.f. Translucent Loose Powder. Now moving on to contouring, I'm using Fenty Beauty's Matchstix in the shade Amber. And then blending everything in. Just applying a little bit of lip balm. Going back in with that e.l.f. Translucent Loose Powder, I'm just going to lightly set the rest of the face. Then I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm going to use this not only to bronze a little bit, but to also set the contour on my cheekbone. For eyebrows, I'm using the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. Now to start bringing some color back to this pale face, I'm using the Bourjois Little Round Pot blush in the shade Sienna. And for highlight, the product that I was most excited about using in this tutorial, the NYX Dual Chromatic Illuminating Powder in the shade Lavender Still. Moving on to the eyes, I'm gonna apply this Essence eyeshadow. It's called the Velvets in the shade Smooth Caramel, and I'm applying that with a big fluffy brush all over the lid. Now using the Juvia'a Place Saharan Volume 2 palette, I'm gonna first go in with this cranberry shade, and I'm gonna use that same big fluffy brush with No Fear. But first, I've decided to apply a little bit of the translucent powder on my under eyes just to catch any fallout. Alright, here we go. Because this is such an intense color, I'm just gonna go little by little and build it up as I go. Starting on the outer corner and then with tiny little windshield wiper motion all the way to my inner corner. With a smaller blending brush, I'm just going to intensify the color. Now to define the outer and inner corner a little bit more, I'm going to go in with this chocolatey brown shade. This is one of the things I love about Juvia's Glaze eyeshadows. The shades blend together so well, they don't become muddy, and you just end up with this totally different combination when you blend two different shades. Then picking up a little bit more of that brown shade, and I'm just gonna lightly diffuse the edges. Then back with that big fluffy blending brush, again diffusing all of the edges. Now to create the spotlight effect in the center of my eyelids, I'm going to use the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. This is the volume 1, and I'm using the shade called Iman, which is a white base with a little pink and lavender shift. I'm going to initially apply this with my fingers. Now whenever I have to apply eyeshadows with my finger, I feel like sometimes I lose a little bit of the pigment around the eyes. So I'm just going to intensify the outer and inner corners with a mixture of these two shades again. For eyeliner, I'm using L'Oreal color Riche in Velvet Robe. And then going back in with that cranberry shade with a flat blending brush and applying that to my under eye. Constantly going back to that big fluffy brush to make sure that all the edges are diffused. Now using a little flat padded brush and spritzing a little bit of setting spray to it, I'm gonna go back to that same shade that I applied on the center of my eyelid, and this is gonna make it pop a little bit more. Going back to that same palette and using the shade Fuller and use it as my inner corner highlight. And before I go in with the mascara, I'm gonna set everything into place with the NYX Dewy finish using the Essence Princess False Lash Effect. And I've decided not to apply falsies today, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna do it throughout summer. It's just way too much for my poor eyes. Using just a tiny little bit of concealer to neutralize my natural lip color. For lips, I'm gonna use Jefree Star Cosmetics Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Designer Blood. And instead of applying it in the traditional way, I wanted to create more of a fairy tale ethereal look. So I'm gonna apply a little bit with a brush to the center inner part of my lips. And then using this other brush, I'm gonna smudge the color around to create this blur lining effect. More highlighter, because why not? Going in with the Balm Luminizer for the tip of my nose and also the bridge of my nose. And then back to that Lavender Still highlighter from NYX, I'm just gonna lightly tap that onto my lips. Using a tiny eyeliner brush and the Riche Cosmetics brow pomade, I'm gonna do a little bit of faux freckles. Going back with a beauty blender just to make sure that all the freckles are well blended into my skin. And that's it for the face. Moving on now to my hair. This is the first time I've curled my hair since having a really short haircut. So I was very excited to see the results, and you can probably see in my face the shock, just how short it gets whenever I curl it. And finally, this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Please make sure that you hit like on this video, it really helps me a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!